Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host, David White. As we start the day off, I was getting ready to pop this up, but I probably ought to take a look at it and make sure that we get to it. Where is it at now? There it is. Got to bring my portfolio up to get my quotes. And right now we're off 2 points on the S&P cash at 1990.24 with 1.4 billion shares. Of course, pretty much on hold. Is that dramatic enough? On hold until the Fed people quit blabbing today. But for the most part, Janet Yellen's gotten her speech over, and we've pretty much seen the bulk of what was going on. And not unexpected, if you've been listening to my show for the last week or so, that once we closed above 1938, I figured we'd come test these highs, and those highs would probably end up with a very light volume, and we would probably, I thought we'd probably get up to 2,000 by next Friday going into the three-day weekend, and maybe there'll be a little back and fill here. I just didn't expect a lot of energy to break new highs out here, and certainly we're not getting it with volume. But this is not uncommon. There are 2 times of the year where you will see up moves that tend to be short covering, and that is the last 2 weeks of August and the last 2 weeks of December. During those periods, you've got starting about the 15th of December and sometimes in the last 2 weeks of August. When you look at the actual data and you look at the statistics since about 1990, August has actually a lot more volume than it used to have. There used to be you could just leave come the 15th of August and not see a tick up or down in the market, so to speak. I can remember seeing in the first probably 2002, 2003, 2004, you could see just, quarter of the volume you saw the month before in July, and it would not be surprising. And now we can get 100 million shares in the market in 5-10 minutes. It would take an entire afternoon in those late days when nothing was going on and nothing was moving. It had to be 2003, 4, 5. I'll have to go back and look at it. But I have run the numbers, and there is a huge statistical likelihood that you will see a slightly higher market with incredibly light volume, and it isn't particularly predictive for what's coming in the weeks after that. Normally you have to about get a week, 10 trading days in before you really see the kind of movement that you're looking for, where you can it's kind of like the ocean going totally flat, and you're waiting for those waves to start building, and not much surfing going on, of course, when that ocean's perfectly flat. So we're going to have to wait for the waves to build again to get a big deal moving. One thing that is not slow on the burner, and that's normally commodities. When the equity market goes flat, normally you can find some fairly decent movement in that commodity space. I've got some equities that actually are leveraged against some of those commodities, and that's what I'm playing over these next 10 days. So there is a way to make money, but normally it isn't going to be a great deal of it made in the equity market. Of course, most of the news as we look at it is going to be probably the close today, with Apple looking like it's going to close over the $100.72 high. But again, probably not a lot of volume, but we'll look at that in a little bit. And I think that kind of wraps up what's going on. Gold's up $6.70. Not much of a pop off of the huge move down from yesterday, but a slight move out there. We'll see what happens on Monday. A little bit of Ukraine news kind of keeping that going. Surprisingly, not doing a great deal for crude today. And we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Let's get into the histoire. Of course, a lot about race relations in this country, and maybe if I get time in the last segment of the day, I'll venture into the political aisle with my experiences as being a member of a grand jury that was racially charged in the 80s, seeing a renegade prosecutor manipulate a system that is supposed to be politically free but is not. In this day in 1862, the beginning of the end for slavery started. President Abraham Lincoln writes a carefully worded letter in response to an editorial by Horace Greeley, the editor of the influential New York Tribunal. Wasn't Horace Greeley the same guy that said "Go west, young man"? I think that's the same guy. And hints at a change in his policy concerning slavery. But basically at this point, President Abraham Lincoln on this day, not too far, takes a shift from making the war against free labor and the South from the North to a treatise that says slavery is wrong. And, this is when the Civil War. Is there anything mislabeled as badly as the Civil War? Probably the most uncivil of a civil war. Why are they called civil wars? Whoever named them should be shot. But that wouldn't be very civil, would it? So anyway, just an interesting thing out here in 1862. It is a mad stock market. And, of course, bouncing around these highs without a lot going on. But I digress. Probably need to look at some charts out here. So why don't we get looking? Oh, well, thank you. Someone's whistling at me. What else do we have going on here? GMCR. Okay, I get it. Hang on just a second. I knew this day would happen. Oh, I got all kinds of messages. I don't know what they're all about. But let me see. An excellent application, if you have not used it yet, is called Shush. I'm going to show it to you right here if you're watching on Tiger TV. But what it allows you to do is turn off your ringer for a certain amount of time, and then you can do it. I normally leave it in the car in the charger, so it's charged when I go back outside, but I forgot today. Anyway, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, of course, a big deal happening out here with Kraft. This is, what do we got here? Let's go to 6 months here. This had been banging against this 123, 128 highs. The last high, July 3rd, 5.5 million shares. But everything above this 123.62 had been a high. And it was a jump, as they would say, and certainly jumped the creek, as Mr. Wyckoff, the patron saint of price and volume trading, would have said. But you've got everything out here you're looking for. You probably want just a little bit more volume. You want a lot, 11 million shares, but it does not look like that'll be short today. I bet we're going to probably come in with at least 11 million shares on that. And of course the deal is they're making or they've got a deal with Kraft so that they can use their little cartridges in all the machines with the less expensive Kraft coffee. And I think it's they got several different versions of it. But if you want your Folgers in a K-cup, I guess you can get it now. But that is one of the stocks out here moving. I didn't What else did I get out here? Oh, that's what I needed. See, there we go. I wanted to see what else is going on here, and to see if there was anything else hitting the news. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Oh yeah, CRM. Someone's got some Folgers in the engineering room here. But we're looking at CRM. Of course, they came out with earnings last night, and surprisingly, extremely good. They found a way to be competitive in a market that they're getting very much beat up with by Google, Amazon, anybody in the cloud space, even Microsoft. Have found out ways to add value with their software to start making some money. The CEO was on CNBC last night really talking it up. So he better deliver, I think, in the next quarter, because they rapidly changed their outlook for this company after that. I think it had a nice bounce after hours, but it was way up this morning, mostly based on a telephone interview in which the CEO was, I was going to almost say euphoric about their future, but that's certainly it. Now, again, going up against its last high on July 1st out here with 5.2 million shares, on August 22nd with 19 million shares, of course, that being today for those people in Lutz, Florida. Anyway, we've got a lot of stocks to look at today. We're going to get to them right away. Avago was one of the more interesting ones out here. They had bought a division of LSI, and they are selling it to, I'm trying to remember who. I can't remember now. But not really getting a great deal of action in Avago. You would think with all this is kind of up already on a great deal of pin action from Apple. The thought is that they make some chips that are going to go in the new iPhone. So this thing has been up at a pretty much high. You wanted to see 2.3 million shares out here today. 995,000 so far. So I think when we look at Apple and kind of the modest move as we do break these new highs, just more a issue of the way the market is reacting with very light volume, with most of the people on vacation in the Hamptons, at least the Wall Streeters on vacation, and pretty much most of America on vacation before everybody goes back to school starting on Monday in most of the country. So we're going to start seeing volume probably pick up a little next week, but probably going to be well after the 1st before we see volume really return to these markets. Anyway, we've got a lot of stocks to look at. We'll be back in a minute. Give me a call.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. We've just launched one of our best Tiger Dollar sales ever. Right now, you can get a 40% bonus on any Tiger Dollar purchase through Sunday, August 24th. That's right, a 40% bonus. If you're a current subscriber, then this might be the easiest 40% you can make all year. And if you're thinking about subscribing, then get your Tiger Dollars now with a 40% bonus. They never expire and can be used for any TFNN product or service. For all the details, visit TFNN.com and lock in your 40% Tiger Dollar bonus today.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And as we come back, kind of an interesting day going on here already. And we'll take a look at it. What else do we have going on? CDE. Coeur d'Alene, no big deal. What else do we have going on? Wanted to look at some of these other ones out here. WUBA, 58.com downgraded today. And had a horrible day yesterday and pretty much a horrible day today. But not as bad. Of course, we talked about this one yesterday at nauseum, but certainly looks like it's coming back down around those $35 to $36 lows that we saw in April and May. And you had a heavier volume low than the previous low from April 7th on May 7th. So pretty much a trading range going on out here in these companies. What else do we have moving out here? Intuit. I think that Intuit. I'm having internet problems here today. Anyway, Intuit, this one was way off on earnings last night. Volume is pretty much expanding. Would look like we're going to at least go try to take out the $79.67 high from August 1st. 1.2 million shares out here. So, pretty bad. Didn't like the earnings anyway. But you still have an untested low that you don't like to see back on April 11th at 72.44 also. So, this one's kind of one of these stocks because, of course, it relies on the tax season so heavily that it does tend to be kind of like a heart chart where it just ticks up every spring, and of course tends to pull back or at least be weaker on those. Ross Stores, ROST, another one out here that it popped up. Now, we talked pretty much at length on Monday, which is probably a good show to go back and look at. I went through all the teen clothiers that were going to be out here this week. I don't know if I can't remember if we looked at Ross. Maybe talked about earnings this week, but almost all these stocks look like they'd made some kind of long-term bottom, at least in that marketplace. And no disappointment with Ross out here today. Fairly decent volume. Of course, it looks like it's not that much higher to fairly stiff resistance at $74.28 from the April 3rd high, and also the March 18th high at $74.93. So you're into both those candles. And again, you need, I want to say 1.8 million shares. You got 4.3. So a lot of these stocks moving up, but with all that volume still not taking out these highs, and many of the companies that we have looked at that have hit these highs with higher volume have come right back into the trading zone after that. So it will be interesting to see how these things turn out. But you could probably make a case that this thing's going to come back and try to test the gap at $78. See, what else did we have? We did GMRC, did Intuit. We got to get to it to get into it. Let's see, what else do we have out here? CF Industries. CNBR. Find a couple of these out here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is the wrong list. Right list. CommScope Holdings, CP, HCP. And a lot of these stocks just coming back into longer term resistance interval. On the short term, I suspect that most of these charts, which I'm now starting to remember why I brought them up, was all short-term highs out here. In the case of HCP, which is the May 9th high with 4.6 million shares, $42.82, came within a dime of it on July 28th with 1.9 million shares, yesterday with 1.3 million shares, and of course back into the trading zone. So a great deal of these stocks out here with a triple top. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about those Tiger dollars. In the meantime, during this break, you can think about just how nice it would be to buy those Tiger dollars at the discount that we're offering today. So go to the front page of TFNN and check them out. Tiger dollars on sale, 40% on your money today. Be back in a minute.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, just going to pick up on those Tiger Dollars. Act now, get a 40% bonus. When you purchase $500 worth of Tiger Dollars, we're going to give you $700 to spend, and those dollars never expire. Purchase $1,000. We'll give you $400 more for a total of $1,400. And it just does not quit, does it? So think about it. It's a pretty interesting deal. So what else is going on out here? This is over today, isn't it? Is it over today or is it over on Sunday? Probably over on Sunday. But we'll talk to Tom O'Brien, the head honcho here, and make sure that it's over. Oh, it's over on Sunday. Okay. But I don't know what you'll do. I don't know if you'll be sipping a cool glass of iced tea on a hot weekend like this, or maybe you'll just come in from the hot outside and get that nice breath of air conditioning and feel all cool and tingly, and decide it's time to sit down in front of your computer and go to the front page of TFNN, click on the banner that says all about Tiger Dollars, and sign up for those now and make your 40%. Kind of make a little bit of a hay while the sun shines, so to speak. So anyway, we were talking about HCP. A lot of these stocks out here doing that kind of movement. A lot of triple tops in this market, but I'm not expecting us to pull back. We're probably going to pop coming into that first week of September, and the question is just how far this market is going to push. But as I look at it right now, you even look at like Intel. You had 130 million shares on July 16th. It was hitting in the high 34s. You get into it a little higher on July 22nd with 42 million shares. And, of course, last couple of days, 37 million shares yesterday, 13 million shares today. It's probably about as good as it's going to get across this next week. Probably going to have a little back and fill. I'm not expecting a whole lot of movement, though. And we're going to have some, pops up and pops back down. But for the most part, going to be fairly quiet. Wanted to come out here and look and see if we had any real movement. Off 3 points on the S&P cash, 1 point that's right. This is the slowest first 30 minutes of the show this year. Let me come back here and look at that volume. Yeah, it is. Total lack of volume, vapor volume, 1.53. So that basically saying the first 30 minutes of the show, we did about 40 million shares, which is very, very quiet. Scary quiet, let me put it that way. And, of course, going to be bouncing around a little bit out here on that. I'm just going to check my positions real quick, make sure anything is moving. Got a stock down 2 cents today. Talk about no movement. The rest of them, I'm looking good out here, so I'll be happy. Off 4 points on the S&P cash now. Woo! A barn burner, 1988 with 1.53 billion shares on the New York Consolidated tape. But like I said, we're going to probably pull back a little bit of back and fill. My guess is we're going to see these things back at these highs a week from today. And there's going to be some stocks moving. And I picked a couple. But for the most part, we're probably going to see a fairly quiet market. A lot of these stocks are testing highs with lighter volume. Probably not as much as Iron Mountain. IRM. Look at this one. This thing popped with 15 million shares on June 26th. 1 million shares yesterday. I think that pretty much tells it all. Nice gap. Support's down about $32. But it doesn't get much cleaner than that when we're looking at stocks out here with super light volume. Trading range, not huge out here, but might be interesting. But I'd probably be looking back at this one if you could get back into the $30 range. Lazy Boy. Boy, are they lazy. This thing, another one out here, super light. Well, I'm not going to say super light, but extremely light volume. Lazard, actually, L-A-Z. I want to think Lazy Boy every time I see L-A-Z. I've got a nice Lazy Boy. Oh, what the old comfy chair. July 30th, this barn burner had 1.4 million shares at $54.10. Just 840, call it 850,000 shares yesterday. So not quite half, but 60% of the volume. And that's kind of like a lot of these stocks are doing. They've come up here and just kind of kissed these highs. Probably, I'm not talking about teenager backseat kind of kiss. We're probably talking about a relative peck on the cheek because a lot of these volumes are very light. In the case of Microsoft, it hit this $45.71 on July 17th, $45.71, 82 million shares, and it didn't quite get there. It was about 30 cents short from the high today. But 28 million shares, really not coming up against these. Some of these other stocks that look like they've hit highs. Netflix could probably make a good case out here for the end of the summer testing these highs. July 2nd, when we look at these, $475.87. And, of course, 5.4 million shares. So we're into that. And a nice little doji out here. 1.7 million shares. So, again, light volume, light energy up into these highs, and don't expect a rapid movement back into these lows with lighter volume again next week. And, whatever we got going on here. But that's it. Let's see what else. Did I look at we looked at Vago, we looked at CF, maybe some of these other ones out here. That's what I was looking at. CF Industries, this one was kind of interesting. I was really looking about this last high on it. July 24th, $257.27. We've been going sideways, which is kind of what you do these last 2 weeks of August. Go sideways on very light volume. The longer this thing hangs up here, though, probably the better chance that it's at least going to go up here to this gap that's, I'm going to call it, 266 to 261. My guess is that's going to at least kind of creep up there in the next week and at least touch that high volume gap down. What was that? 850,000 shares from, April 3rd, when this thing really started moving down in a hurry. And, of course, you've got a high volume low that has not been tested with lighter volume by piercing it. It got into the candle but didn't pierce it, so this may be one of these with a fairly large trading range from about 265 back down to around 232 is what I'm going to call that. Let's see, what else do we have out here? Conversa Corporation. I don't know what I'm looking at that. Let's look at a few other ones. We looked at Microsoft. Let's look at Amazon. I haven't looked at that today. AMZN. See how this guy's doing. Did probably exactly what we thought it was going to do, which was come back up here, kind of close that gap at least somewhat. This thing did come down with monstrous volume. That volume was, 17.8 million shares on the 25th of July. It kind of went sideways for a while, kind of creeped back up, filled that gap a little bit, and not a bad thing to look at these retracements and get an idea. But what'd you have? Yeah, I mean, basically this thing did a 618 retracement, and kind of probably be support is probably about $320, and probably going to mess around a little bit, go sideways for this over the next week. Certainly one of the weaker ones, and you could make a case that this one was making an ABC down. That ABC down, if this thing would fail now, would take you to 277.54, and that's just under that low from May 9th at 284. So you probably look at that 284, 288 level from April and May, those lows out here, as a way of looking where you would think this thing is. But this does look like it could be in a bigger trading range, other than it did actually test that low with lighter volume out here. The April 28th low at 288 was 14 million shares, came into it with 7 million shares on May 9th, and that was pretty much it. You got an automatic rally up to the top. It failed. It basically at a 78% retracement, got all the way back down to 304 on August 1st, and now kind of set up that possible ABC down. But I would probably, if I was playing this and thinking that I was going to go short, which I am not at least until September, that May 9th low at 284 would be where I would be looking to take my cash. Other stocks of interest out here. Wanted to see how some of these other ones were doing. BBRY. We've been talking about the living dead stocks. BlackBerry certainly looks like it's setting up its ABC down. And that would take it to $7.33 if this is it. But it did a 53% retracement. Looks like we're kind of starting to get that dark cloud cover out here today on it. And let's take a look at it here again today. Okay, and you got $10.27. They're going to, we talked about this for a while, 6 months ago, these living dead stocks that will take forever to die. Sears Holdings, we'll look at that one next. But these stocks that have little or no hope of long-term survival, they're going to do everything to give everybody a false hope, because, of course, they want to distribute these stocks to people before the company goes belly up. Now, they were able to fire enough people to make this company at least not burn through cash like a sailor on leave. But they're just not selling anything. I don't know how you get past it. You go to any of these places that actually carry the BlackBerry product, even the government is switching off these things. In the end, it'll all seem like in an instant. But how long has it taken for this company to basically look at the inevitable? But if you've listened to me over the last 2 years, I've chronicled the lies in these companies and the people that own this stock, talking about how they're going to be able to sell the patents off, they're going to do this, going to do that, and at the very end, we all find out it's a lie. And this will be no different. It will end with a whimper like Radio Shack, not a bang, I suspect. As soon as these folks have decided a way to convince enough retail investors to buy these pigs. And again, this thing needs a lot of lipstick to get on it. Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648, 877-927-6648. And we'll take a look at anything that you would like, or you can post a message in the den. But I know it's a fairly quiet day. Kind of tough to get too wound up. But a lot of these stocks, at least giving a fairly decent signal that we are finding some tops on it. Oh, wanted to look at Sears Holdings out here, SHLD. This certainly looks like it's coming back into this $31.26 low. Of course, yesterday down on huge volume. Pretty much almost guarantee this April 14th low will be hit at $31.26. When we look back at this one longer term, let's take this one back for a while. This one all ran with a giant lie from Kramer, who called this thing a land bank, I think in 2005. It was it's a land bank. They own all this land. They're going to sell all this land. Of course, 2007, it ran smack head on to the reversal in real estate. And most of the property that Sears Holdings has is in creepy old dingy malls that no one wants to be in anymore, especially if there's a Sears in it. Sears and J.C. Penney. That's got to be the night of the living dead in those places now. J.C. Penney, though, doing a little bit. We'll look at that one as another living dead stock here today as we have some time. Anyway, this certainly looks to me like it's going to break through this recent low down here at 32.84. And, of course, the next low that you get to is 28.69, which is the January 5th, 2012 low. But certainly looks like the energy's going out of these things, but I don't know. I like Craftsman tools. I buy a ton of tools. And going into those stores is just creepy these days. They need something. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not that. But the old linoleum and the creepy tiles that have water stains on them from leaks from the roofs, just not doing it for me. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Tom O'Brien, founder and CEO of TFNN, professional trader and educator. Also a special guest on CNBC, analyzing the commodity markets. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And as we get out here to close the day, it's going to be a light volume weekend, okay, our light volume day, light volume week coming up, 1.6 billion shares. So we had a little bit of movement, but again, it's not going to be a whole lot. Of course, we got the NASDAQ up about 12 points. I suspect a great deal of that is Apple. Of course, the never-ending drumbeat of their announcement September 9th of their new products. Of course, September 3rd, Samsung is basically going to try to steal some of their thunder. So a lot of drum beating out here. We're up or off 2 points on the S&P cash. But like I said, not expecting a great deal of movement. Don't expect a lot or stocks to really blow up unless it's on earnings or a big news announcement, and that's probably going to be tough to call. So look for a lot of these stocks that are moving to probably be related to commodities as those continue to chug along no matter what. Like I said yesterday, I got a good position based on some commodities, and I think they're doing okay out here. And I think we'll be fine, but probably looking for some movement. I know Tom's going to be coming in here in just a couple minutes. I'll be back at the 4 o'clock hour. What do we got? Gold up $6, silver off, what is that, a penny? Do we have copper up $2.90? So what is that going to be? Up 2.3 cents. It's going to be about $3.20 for copper, so no big deal there. And since I'm in the studio, we need to get to Tom to update the crude contract. I'll get him to do that as soon as the show's over. Anyway, trying to think what else we got going on here I'm looking at. Let's take a look at some of these. We talked about Netflix, talked about some other ones, GLE, WDC. What else do we have out here? I want to look at the EDZ, see how these 4 emerging markets are looking. To me, this one was kind of interesting to see a real movement back here to see, if we had a low come in, at least in the bear markets. And what I've been watching is this EDZ, which is the 3-time bear shares. When we look at that, it is 27.97 on July 29th, 730,000 shares. We actually went into it with higher volume, which suggests that you're going to get at least one more push in these emerging markets to come down, at least test that 27.67. This is the inverse emerging markets, so down means up. But not a lot of volume in the upside today. Look for one more down day. We need volume really to come out. But if you are trying to make the bear case, I suspect that we're going to see these emerging markets fail first before we see the markets in the U.S. turn down. So think about that. You might want to go back and historically look at these bear market shares, especially in the emerging markets. Of course, when we get a cold, they get Ebola. And while there seems to be a cure for Ebola now, I still think you would have a very bad day if you got it. Anyway, thank you for listening this entire week. I know it's been rather quiet, but hopefully we've had some pithy things to say. And remember, to sell when you can, not when you have to. And this show is always available on Channel 14 on Tiger TV. Hang on for Tom O'Brien over most of TFNN.com.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.